Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. So, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Okay, Juju, Juju, stop. Okay. She tearing up the playpen, y'all. I've been wanting to do this video all morning, but I haven't been able to get a break because she wouldn't let me. But I'm gonna go ahead and get one in. Okay. I wanted to talk about Suge Knight. Suge Knight will not testify against Keefe D. Is it because he's afraid that his skeletons will come out? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have been paying attention and looking at all of the documentaries and everything on this Tupac Biggie thing since it happened. I've especially been intrigued with Tupac's. Okay, I've especially been intrigued with Tupac's because when it happened, I always remembered I was sitting in class. Okay, I was in high school. I remember I was sitting in class and all of us students were talking about it, and I remember we were all talking about we felt like Suge Knight even as 12th graders. Okay, uh yeah, I think I was in the 12th grade, 11th or 12th. We were all talking about Tupac. Okay. We felt like Suge Knight had an involvement in it. And I know down through the years, people were saying that they felt like Suge Knight did not have an involvement in it because why would he allow the bullets why would he be in the car and this and that. But it makes me believe, with Suge Knight, and I know they try to say, that there's a street code, okay? Now, when people say, I'm not going to testify, I ain't no snitch, I ain't gonna do this, it's because, oftentimes it's because they want to get their get back. So Suge Knight didn't always knew that Keefe D them did this. They was never on any get back for Tupac. So it means he never gave a damn about Tupac, right? Let me say that again. When people don't testify, when they know that someone especially these, I guess, so-called gangsters, quote unquote gangsters, that's what they call themselves, honey. It is because they don't be wanting for the person to go to jail. They be wanting to get their get back. Suge Knight and them didn't try to get no get back for Tupac. They knew all this time that Keefe D and them did it because he said he looked Tupac's killer right in the face. I remember early on he wanted to try to lead people to believe that he was no longer alive. He tried to insinuate that because he know folks will be looking at him sideways, okay? But that was not the case either. Keefe D had been walking around. As a matter of fact, he gave Orlando some money to testify and say that he did not do something. Keefe D said he gave him $60,000, and you even heard Suge Knight go on record and say Orlando didn't do that. Orlando was really a good kid. Okay, right? So I mean, it's something. I never felt like Suge Knight had, even all down through the years, I never really felt like he cared about Tupac. And they were sitting up. He tried to say his last words to Tupac was, I love you, and he was like, I love you too. And Tupac folks said that never happened. That's a damn lie from the pits of hell. Okay, all right. So I want to read, okay, what Suge Knight said, child, and I feel like he ain't gonna testify because um Keefe D is in them. He said I'm telling everything. Everybody going down with me. Suge Knight don't want it to come out that he might have played a part in this or didn't give a damn. We already know he didn't care. They ain't trying to get no get back. But I find it weird that, you know, one of the persons that knew what happened and kind of danced around, he couldn't tell everything, but I even looked at his documentary. That was Big Frank, Tupac's bodyguard. He knew exactly what happened. And he always said that Reggie played some type of part in it. Okay. Okay. Suge Knight is even saying that Suge Knight is even saying that they got the wrong person. Ain't that something? Hold on one second. It's trying to load up. I might have to just read it. It says, Marion Suge Knight. Hold on, let me see. Okay, it's not okay. It says Marion Suge Knight, the imprisoned Death Row co-founder, who was with Tupac the night he was gunned down in 1996, suggests officials may have the wrong suspect, and he 1000% will not testify. The notorious producer gave TMZ a jailhouse interview Monday about last week's arrest on Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, 60, in Las Vegas on a charge of murder with a deadly weapon for Shakur's death 27 years ago. He says, I'm not going to get on the stand and testify. 1000% I wouldn't go. He said, I wouldn't testify. None of that shit. At the end of the day, free Keefe D, he said. Ain't that something? Now, this is a man, Keefe D himself admitted to taking out his main artist, who he claimed on his deathbed, his last words was, I love you. And he said, I love you too. And we already know that didn't happen. Right? Who he has said in the past, even if I knew who did it in the beginning, I ain't the police. It's the police job to sign it, and then put a cigar in his mouth. Then years later, when he's laying up in jail with cataract and diabetes and falling all out in court and gone legally blind, he says he looked him right in the eye. Okay, I guess, you know, he tell the truth about not seeing him now that he say he can't really see no more. He longed to see again, right? Because he got cataract from their diabetes. Okay. And so he said, I looked Tupac's killer right in the eye. That's what he said years later after saying he didn't know nothing. Okay. And then now the very man who said he killed his number one artist on his label, who brought him millions and millions of dollars because Tupac's albums and stuff went diamond, I believe 5 times or more after he died, and Suge Knight got all that money because the contract went right. Okay. He's saying free the man. He's saying free the man who admitted to taking him out. Nobody told on Keefe D. These people knew that Keefe D did this all of this time. And they protected him, to include Reggie Wright. They knew he did it. Reggie Wright said Keefe D thought that I was going against him when I was making them t-shirts. I was trying to tell him that the folks was lurking. He need to shut up. This is a man that was on death row that Keefe D bodyguarded for. Now I got to give Gene Deal his credit, as people wanted to discredit him. Gene Deal got the facts. Somebody sent Gene Deal the facts that Tupac had sent to Reggie Miller, I believe on August the 28th of 1996, where he says that Tupac Shakur would no longer need you all's bodyguard services, and he had gotten an auditor. He knew that they was overcharging him and paying for all of the bodyguards out of his budget. Okay, and Reggie Wright them was triple or double charging him. He had fired them a couple weeks before that happened. And then they could be heard on the walkie-talkie when Tupac was shot saying, we got him. They got a witness that heard it, right? So now you got Suge Knight saying, free Keefe D, the man that took out his artist. A icon. A man before his time. One of the best to ever do it, okay? He says the key witness said he was surprised at the arrest of former gang member who has repeatedly discussed his apparent knowledge of Shakur's slaying in his book. Okay? And whatever the circumstances, if he did have involvement or if he didn't have involvement in anything, I wouldn't wish someone going to prison on my worst enemy. It seemed like to me he ought not to, he ought to hate what happened to Tupac more than this man who bragged about taking his artists out going to jail. But if you listen to Keefe D, he has a disdain for Reggie. He has a disdain for so many other people, but he never really says anything about Suge Knight. Okay? Other than they played us against each other. And he hated it happen. Okay? It says the 58-year-old who is serving a 28-year sentence for manslaughter involving a hit-and-run crash in 2015 also said he rejected the long-standing theory that David's late nephew, Orlando Baby Lang Anderson, was the shooter. He's just trying to protect everybody, even after the man said that they was involved. They had a pact that they were not going to tell on each other, because they were each involved in everything, okay? Because they said that Keefe D was out there. He said it when Biggie was taken out. Keefe D said he was there then, okay? And there was only 2 people in the car, and Pat and Pop not going to be able to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, Knight said. You know why he ain't going to tell the story? Because I believe, just like we said years ago, just like people when they were talking, just like a Tupac's security guard said, that somehow mysteriously ended up taking out some years back, as maybe about 5 or 6 years back or something like that, who wanted to get the story out there, okay? Who had to go into hiding, okay? Said when Tupac was trying to get in the back seat, it was said that Suge was holding him as a shield. I always believed it. That's the reason why Keefe D, with his arrogance, can say, yeah, he was hopping around. Okay? You know, like they say, the word on the street is how they say, allegedly, with that video they call themselves Laugh About Young Dolph. You know who people be looking at it laughing when they say he was flopping around like a fish. That is all around Memphis, and it makes me, I don't even talk about that. It makes me mad every time I think about it. That's the reason why when they sit up and talk about, Yo Gotti had nothing to do with it, I said, how come he didn't? People, when people want to protect him, when he was, going around telling people when he didn't think they was watching him, that flipper through flipping. And they was gathered having them conversations, that the folks know about. And they say he was flipping around like a fish when they was shooting him, the way his body was reacting. You got the same arrogance with Keefe D when he was saying he was jumping around as we was shooting him. That's a true narcissist, a sick freak. And even to this day, don't have any remorse about what they did to Tupac. So Suge Knight ain't gonna say nothing because Keefe D already said, if I go down, I'm taking a whole lot of other people with me. Reggie Wright probably did want him to stop talking because Reggie knows that everything is gonna start coming out about his involvement also. Okay, now people are saying that proper agreement, that was something that he signed in LA that had already signed. I was looking at Gene Deal's show. He signed a proper agreement. He has agreed to help LVPD, right? And not only that, they're saying that there is a witness after all these years that has come forward. They got a witness. So you have to understand. Hold on, you guys. I gotta get them. Hold on. She want to get out of her playpen. Hold on. Okay. Be quiet, Riley. Riley. You have to understand. You have to understand. you have to understand, after all these years, when there are witnesses, and there were a lot of people out there, okay? When, as time goes on, people lose control. Suge Knight is locked up. He ain't got the power that he once had. Okay, people lose control and folks feel more comfortable that know what happened to come forward. Tupac's brother was going to talk, and he knew what happened. Remember, they ended up taking him out, right? Frank, Tupac's, go back and look at some of he did documentaries. Big Frank was wanted to be forthcoming. And then all of a sudden he ended up taking out. It was smoke and mirrors around that. Let me see Tupac's bodyguard, Big Frank. I'm gonna see when they took Big Frank out. Because he was staying out the way, although he had written books. Yeah, Frank. Okay. Let me see when they took him out. He was found unalived. Okay, and y'all know I love this right here because I've been waiting on this. I've been wanting to see this. They already knew what had happened. Okay, let me see when Big Frank. He was found unalive in 2013. It says Frank Alexander pronounced unalive by Marietta, California officials after police responded to a 911 call regarding a possible suicide. The Marietta Patch reported. Police said that they could not release the identity of the caller. Alexander was found with a gun shot wound to his head. Marietta Police Lieutenant Tony Conrad told the Huffington Post in an email, the DEATH is being investigated as a suicide. It appears to be a suicide, but the Riverside County Coroner's office will make the final determination. They said that man had no reason to want to take himself out. They said that man didn't seem to have no problems. He was happy with life. He had because of down through the stress of, he had been in, he would keep himself out the way. He had been in hiding and some more stuff because of the documentaries and the book that he had written. He had stayed out of the way. He had started drinking and then had just went through a sobriety, was happy with life. And then he comes up, was planning to talk and do some more stuff. Who was out during that time? Reggie and them. Because I think maybe Suge was, I don't know how long Suge been in jail, but Suge them might have did it. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you listen to him from the very beginning, okay? If you listen to him from the very beginning, he would tell you who did it. He just had to protect himself. He put everything that you needed out there. Tupac's bodyguard. He was going to get rid of Wright security, but he wanted to keep Frank and was going to independently keep Frank. Okay, who he had developed a closer relationship with, right? He had gotten auditors, and this was 2 weeks before he was taken out. And then witnesses said they could hear, because they had walkie-talkies, them on the walkie-talkie, death row walkie-talkie, Reggie them saying, we got him, after he was taken out. Right? So, of course, Suge Knight, okay, don't want to testify against Keefe D. It would be too dangerous. He's saying free the man who said that he did this. who Keefe D said he looked him right in the eye. Now later, Suge Knight said, I looked Tupac's person that did that to him right in the eye, but he didn't say Keefe D. But then Keefe D, okay, later said when they asked about Suge Knight, he said, I looked him right in the eye. He was the one. I always told y'all Keefe D was the one that did it. His nephew ain't do it. He was in a sling. Keefe D did it. He wanted to say he was on the passenger side. He gave him the weapon. Keefe D did it because he said those were kids and they was too scared. He said, but if I had been on that side, I'd have did it. So they go from being too scared to doing it. No, he did it. That's the reason why he looked Suge Knight in the eye. Right? And I know the police know he did it. That's the reason why they indicted him. They know he did it. But because he tried to cover himself a little bit, because he's too stupid to lie. He wanted to cover himself a little bit. He said, I was on the passenger side. In the front. Suge Knight know he wasn't, and the police know he wasn't. That's the reason why they're going to get him for being involved. Okay? So, y'all, this is interesting. Y'all know how I feel. I could go on. My grandbaby won't let me be great. Okay? So, I'm going to get back on here and talk some more about this, okay? Y'all, she the superstar of YouTube, okay? She is. She the superstar of the whole YouTube. We just let her be the star, okay? But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Talk with you later.